All right. So, in the latest, what we can tell you is that Iranian media is in fact negating the reports that have been coming in with regards to the killing of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The biggest information that was actually passed on was by the US President himself, as he took to Truth Social to declare that the Ayatollah is dead. Is he using this as a leverage, as is being claimed by the Iranian media? We do not know. No official confirmation coming in from Iran. In fact, the Israeli side, also from Israel's foreign ministry, in fact, as far as the Iranian foreign ministry is concerned, that is actually negating the reports. Let me quickly bring in Sanjay Suri from Tel Aviv at the moment. We'll try and reconnect with Sanjay. He's currently stationed in Tel Aviv. Also, Siddhant will be joining us in just a bit. As far as the Indians are concerned, remember, thousands of them are currently in the Middle East. That includes the UAE, you're looking at Qatar, you're looking at Saudi Arabia, you're looking at various other nations. More importantly, in Iran, several Indian students are currently stranded. Many of them, in fact, sent out those videos urging the Indian government to ensure a timely evacuation. The Ministry of External Affairs, of course, is looking into this overall situation, but at the moment, the top priority is to provide all Indians safe cover before they are eventually evacuated. Remember, even for evacuation to take place, the airspaces have to open up. Most of them have been shut down. How this will now impact the overall economy is also another concern, given that the Strait of Hormuz has been blocked by the IRGC just yesterday. This is a very key critical strait, as we know that this is a shipping route where most of the global energy supply is done. It is through this route that the energy supplies to China, to the United States, even to Europe takes place. But that has in fact been blocked. What impact this will have on the markets is another scenario that we'll be looking at. But first and foremost, the biggest question that remains unanswered at the moment is that, is Ayatollah Ali Khamenei actually dead, as is being claimed by the US president? The Iranian foreign ministry has indeed dismissed that claim. There is no confirmation coming in from the Iranian side. In fact, they are not just maintaining that the Ayatollah is alive, they are also maintaining that President Masoud Pezeshkian is also very much alive. That's a claim at least being made by Iran, their foreign ministry, and also by the media there. Having said that, there are now going to be other concerns as well, as Middle East remains on a geopolitical tinderbox at the moment. We've seen how Iran is retaliating. Tehran had always maintained that they will be targeting all of those US allies in the Middle East. That includes 9 of them, which are housing US troops. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, UAE. They are just some of those US allies in the Middle East. UAE, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, they all have experienced strikes at the moment. Remember, as we speak, in the latest, missiles have been spotted near Burj Khalifa. As we've also been highlighting, they are targeting civilian locations as far as the Iranian missiles are concerned. They've also sent out drones. Several UAVs have been spotted. On your screens, the footage that we are playing out, as you can see on the top, is the missile strike at the Dubai International Airport. Below that is another window which is showing another missile strike in Kuwait. So the situation is currently spiraling out of control, because this is, remember, no longer just limited to just Iran and Israel. It is now quickly having a spillover effect to other allies, to not just the United States, but even Israel. Tel Aviv has been experiencing a series of explosions. We've been the only channel bringing you all the live and latest updates from Israel. In fact, in Tel Aviv, almost every hour there's an emergency siren going off, because an Iranian missile has been directed. Many of them are already being intercepted, but right now the situation is actually spiraling out of control, as we can see reports of Khamenei and Pezeshkian's death at the moment. What we can tell you from the Iranian side are being dismissed. They are saying that these are false claims being made by the US president. They are also referring to how the US president had earlier made false claims in January that Mashhad had been brought down. But going by the kind of naval and military amassing of weaponry we've seen by the United States, what we can tell you is that there were enough indications of such a military strike on Iran. And that is exactly what has happened in the last 24 hours. Just 24 hours ago, we saw how Tehran had been attacked, and at the moment what we can tell you is that diplomacy certainly has broken down, because this was at a time when peace talks were on in Geneva. They were trying to bring Tehran to the negotiating table, only to have Iran actually give up their nuclear enrichment program. But that actually became the line in the sand, and that is something that Iran was not willing to compromise with.